Yuki Tsunoda's driving better than ever in 2024, and his performances haven't gone unnoticed.
Before I signed the contract with VCARB, also a couple of teams reached to me, and I never had that probably last 2 years. So this is kind of first year that I'm showing my full potential yet. So just have to show every team principles or every teams that I can achieve a lot of things.
Tsunoda is committed to VCARB until at least the end of 2025. That will mark 5 years in F1 with the Red Bull family. So is the Japanese star still targeting promotion to Red Bull Racing, or will he have to seek opportunities elsewhere to further his career?
Main priority is the Red Bull Racing. The car is one of the fastest cars right now. I just want to drive with the car and show my good potential, and at the same time, also I want to drive consistent top 5. And hopefully the current VCARB will able to achieve that. Compared to last year, we're stepping a lot forward. So I'm believing also to my team. But yeah, if there's other team and if we're able to match how I think, yeah, why not?
Hi everyone, welcome to F1 Beyond the Grid with me, Tom Clarkson. Yuki Tsunoda has taken a big step forward in his 4th season as a Formula 1 driver. Often beating his more experienced teammate Daniel Ricciardo in qualifying and in the race, his driving has caught the eye of many in the paddock and raised a couple of big questions. First, why has Tsunoda improved so much? Yuki tells me how physical fitness has played a big part in that progress, why racing against Ricciardo has raised his game, and where the 2024 VCARB is better than its predecessor. Second big question, what does Yuki now need to do to achieve his dream of a seat at Red Bull Racing? He shares his vision for the next steps in his career and how he manages pressure from Red Bull Motorsport advisor Helmut Marko. Yuki also expresses his deep admiration for the VCARB mechanics, as well as his passion for wakeboarding and Italian food. He was in great form when we caught up. I hope you enjoy our conversation. Yuki, it's great to see you. Thank you for coming on the show. How are you?
Amazing. Can't be better than this. Is it the second time I'm in this podcast?
Yeah. You're a regular now.
Right. I remember last time we did this was last year. Was it Australia time?
Yeah, it was. And you were having lunch. I was in your hotel room.
Yes, I remember that. Yes. Yeah, I was so hungry.
Yeah.
Actually, probably I was having lunch while we were
that's right.
recording this.
I think there were long pauses.
Yeah, there was actually.
Life seems pretty good though, Yuki. We're speaking in Milan, and judging by the hotel you're in, all is good. This is pretty plush.
Yeah, first time actually I stayed in Milan. I used to, until last year, staying around Monza, actually right next to the highway. So a little bit quieter than this. And that hotel, so far, Milan, could be there's a chance that we have a big party. But obviously, I'm got used to it, those kind of distraction. I'll manage myself to not, obviously, attend those things. I'm just full focus on racing. I have to score points. So, yeah, so far, it's nice to stay in Milan.
It's interesting because just coming through reception there, everyone recognizes you now. I really feel that. I suppose you've lived in Italy for a while now as well, haven't you?
Definitely. I love Italy. After I moved from UK, first time it was kind of forced by Franz Tosten that he wants to monitor my lifestyle, which was at that point, to be honest, for me, is whatever, just move to Italy and see how it goes. Obviously, the first 2 weeks was proper monitored and got full schedule from France that what time to what time I'm doing like English lesson, nutrition or whatever training. But now after that, actually those things helps actually. And now I love Italy more than any.
What do you love about Italy?
Food. Food for sure. Food comes to first, obviously. Yeah. The pasta, the passion, the amount of the people have is kind of similar to what the Japanese have as well. So there's a bit of similarity between the country where I'm from and also Italy. So
You say passion. Passion for Formula One or just passion for life?
Passion for food, specifically. But yeah, I mean, that's the main thing. I mean, if you go around the restaurants, the food quality is amazing, and like, you can get pizza or pasta less than €10, and with an even better quality than other country does. So those things for me is like the nutrition is the tools to make my stress level very consistent. So if I have a very frustration moments or stressful racing, just post race, I'm trying to have a good meal as much as possible. So I know that I can reduce that stress and go back into the rhythm and reset myself. So
Comfort eating. That's what I call that.
confidence
No,
eating.
comfort
Eating.
yeah.
Yes. Obviously, the thing is, there's always rules. That my favorite. I don't know. I can say this one, but drinks is the Negroni. Probably, I'm saying Italy. So live in Italy. So
No, and I remember after you scored points at Spa last year, we were all going on the summer break, and you said, "I'm going to allow myself a Negroni."
exactly.
I remember you saying that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the best thing is to start with Negroni and eat some dinner. After that. So that's the best nutrition routine. But obviously, to do that, I need to score points. And unfortunately, this year I couldn't able to score points the last race before summer break, which was in Spa. And yeah, I have to suffered whole summer break without Negroni. That was a pretty tough moment, but it still actually gave actually motivation to now Monza or Netherlands Monza, I have to score points, otherwise I can't drink. So
We'll come on to the summer break, but as we said a moment ago, it's been since Melbourne last year was your last appearance on the show, and I feel a lot's happened and a lot's not happened actually in that time. But I want to start by talking about what has happened. You're driving. You've had I think, a phenomenal start to 2024. Yes, okay, you say the Netherlands was frustrating, but how do you feel it's going? 7 points finishes, in the opening half of the season was your strongest showing so far in Formula One.
yeah, for sure. It was the races that the things I wanted to achieve, mainly scoring the points consistently, which helped. I knew that it would help, especially like this our kind of team, starting completely new from this 2024, from Scuderia Ferrari to now VCARB RB. I wanted to at least want to be a driver that someone the people can rely on. Obviously, first 2 years when I was rookie, I didn't have much experience. Teams were relying on something others, and I was trying to chase those responsibility or try to make the result to help as much as possible. But especially coming to a new team, a lot of things are unstable. I want to be the driver that being stable, so team don't have to worry about, and they can focus any other things. So that was the main goal, and I'm very happy that I able to achieve that. Like you said, scoring points consistently. Definitely, I enjoyed it. A lot of qualifying. I was even probably P7 or fighting close to the P5. So definitely special and makes me definitely highest motivation ever.
Can we delve a little bit deeper into where you think you've improved since last year? Because your new boss, Laurent Mekies, has described your improvement over the winter as simply phenomenal. He said actually on this podcast. I mean, he says you're faster, you're more consistent. How have you achieved that?
Red Bull.
Always on Messi.
Red Bull. Yeah.
Is it just a case of delving deeper into the data from a speed point of view?
Well, besides Red Bull, for me, it's like driving itself isn't really that makes difference, to be honest. At least what I feel. Definitely, the car performance helps me, for sure, because of, last year started pretty rough, I would say, in terms of car performance. We're far behind. We felt, it was good race. Like maximum, we were around P12, P13. It was really great. It was P11. For sure, car performance allows me to fight slightly higher position, which is P10, P9. And I think the consistency, what makes difference was for sure physical. I think last year already I've been in a good shape but I was still, I guess it was progressing. But at the same time, last year's kind of nutrition started thinking deeper about how the fitness level will affect the race. I really try to take care about the training, nutrition life, what kind of condition I should do. Even I'm not having a rest day, for example, I'm trying to stretch. That for sure though helps a lot, especially like, driving 2 hours is pain. In a race, you hurt the back. Some races you hurt a lot of arms, using a lot of arms, you feel a lot of pain after the race. And to not build that, I think you need a good flexibility in body, recovery system. To achieve that, your lifestyle will affect a lot of things. And started those things last year, beginning of season, and just those things builds up. And obviously, more I have ideas day by day, just getting better quality. And 2024, beginning of the season, when I went to Dubai for training camp, which was second time, last year was first time. I want to do better than first time I went to Dubai and did training. It was a really, really good training camp with Michael, but I want to do even better, knowing that what's the exact weakness I have now to achieve a good race.
So let's talk about physical fitness a little more then. What weaknesses do you think you had in the past that you've now nullified, got rid of?
I mean, compared to first season, it's everything. First
But hey,
season,
Yuki, I remember you saying that you thought Franz Tost was fitter than you in your first season.
I'm sure, yeah.
Franz, age 65 or whatever he was.
He's machine. I mean, you can't compare to probably. Bit unfair. Like he's definitely the fittest guy I've ever seen. For sure, above 60 years old. I mean, like I remember still. Once we arrived to the Bahrain, 6 a.m. Normal people, I guess, he just go to breakfast at least, have a bit of take a break, get a rest after that. He just go immediately to the beach, running 2 hours straight into the gym, having strength session. I mean, I never seen like that person, and going to the breakfast finally. So.
And this was a guy in his 60s.
Yeah, I guess he's more than 60, right?
Well, at the time, he must have been 65 or more.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, incredible. I never done that in my life. Soon as I land, just went straight into the running or whatever. So,
but in terms of your progress, where do you feel you've progressed physically over the last winter? Are you stronger? Are there actual, can you lift?
I think simple thing is just 2 packs to 6 packs. In terms of my abs, 2 packs must be exaggerated. Okay, I had at least 4 packs, but now I have 6 or 8. So which is great. Which keeps me for sure motivated and looks better and looks stronger, and for sure you feel it in the car as well, and just general, I guess, strength. I was quite good at endurance from young age. That was fortunate to have, but in terms of strength, neck, arms, abs, core, everything, I think I was missing a lot of things. Those places able to improve, and in the race I don't feel that much of fatigue, anything, so I can just consistently concentrate every lap.
And fit body, fit mind, do you feel more agile mentally?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you start to have fatigue, obviously a lot of things start to lose the focus and the capacity of your brain that can host while you're racing. You have to think about strategy. You have to think about tire condition. Obviously, tire condition is kind of you. Also, at the same time, you have to feel it, but also you have to affect to the strategy. So, the coming things, what we can do better. So those things. If you have fatigue, you can't think about it. Just more like car driving you rather than you controlling the car. Even that things maybe 0.2, 0.1 difference per lap, or maybe 500 maximum. But if you build up more than 50 laps, 60 laps, it comes to more than 10 seconds difference. So I think those things made a lot different.
And that is a difference from last year to this year? Or is that cumulative over the 3.5 years that you've been?
Cumulative over, like I would say, last 3 years, and it started to change a lot from last year.
Yuki, you have a new trainer, a new physio this year in John Noonan. How much of an influence has he had on this?
I think he had a lot of knowledge. He had a lot of experience. The things like I said, I was doing last year, I was very happy about it. Knowing that progression that I had was good. I didn't want to change much. So he respected that pace that what I was doing. So, and I requested him that I don't want to change this pace, like things I was doing in terms of like training plan or whatever. But his knowledge on top of it to make it up even better. You don't feel much probably, but in terms of body shape, it's a lot different compared to last year. So that tells a lot that what things he achieved to my body, and for sure he helps a lot to able to achieve much better than any other years.
Have you had any contact with Michael Italiano?
Yeah.
Because he's now in the Indian Premier League cricket.
I know.
Which is quite a change from Formula One.
He's a team principal now, I guess. So, yeah, I mean, we had a really definitely really good relationship. First time I heard initially when he said he might want to go to a different way that we were thinking initially. First of all, I was happy for him managing the team. Is for sure as his career's promotion and things he wanted to do in the end anyway from the beginning. So, and I was happy for him. And at the same time, it was kind of last moment. It was kind of mixed feeling. It was like a Brazil time. So, and especially knowing that we have a really good relationship and it was like really brothers. So, I was a bit sad, like, oh, okay, next year, what should we do? I thought we had a good relationship, and even I valued, especially outside of training, outside of business, work.
Sort of the human side.
Exactly,
of
human
Michael.
side.
Yeah.
That makes sure I want to have that kind of friendship relationship rather than, just work with the trainer.
Well, it's a very intense relationship, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you spend a lot of time with your trainer.
I guess he's the person who most, I would say, you deal with, like you spend with. And I want to be friends, and, I want to, when we talk, when we have chat, we make sure we want to have fun. That fun obviously makes de-stressing, just forget about the racing and able to just enjoy purely. So that was kind of our strength with Michael and myself. So I was a bit worried about the year after, about 2024. But now I met John, and, he's a very, very nice guy. He's definitely similarity between Michael and John, and able to rely a lot of things to him, have definitely comfort zone between me and John. So I'm very happy with John.
So you have John, comes to every race. Do you have other people that attend the races with you?
Yes, couple. So my friend, actually from junior high school, he helped me a lot of things outside of work, like email stuff. We worked each other together, and
so he kind of runs the office, if you like.
Yeah, yes.
Does he do that from Japan, or does he live in
He's
Europe?
living with me, so it's very, very fun. Living in Faenza by myself is quite rough. So, I mean, it's a nice place. Don't get me wrong, and the foods are nice, but sometimes you feel quite lonely. Fortunately, there are a lot of engineers, mechanics to hang out with. So even now, goes sometimes with them like football or wakeboarding, whatever. It's my hobby now, and it's very fun.
How long have you been wakeboarding?
Wakeboarding. I at some point I was post about this, but I'm really into now, and actually I'm doing this year quite a lot, more than probably 7 times, 8 times, and the progression I'm feeling there is quite good. I can do now front flip or whatever.
And front flip?
Yeah, front flip, 360.
Come on, please post that.
Yeah, I will. Be very, very enjoyable. Like, just go in the morning, have a fresh air, first things you do in the summer, and there's no one there. Just, you can feel the water. Even you fell off, you just go into the water. So, it's nice feeling to swim or whatever. So, I really, really recommend wakeboarding. Yeah.
And you do that with your friend from high school?
Yeah, we love activities, so we go training together. When I want to go wakeboarding, he comes as well. So we do a lot of things together. So it's so fun.
Let's talk on track now. There's a statistic that I'm really interested in, which is 10.5 in qualifying to you versus Daniel Ricciardo. That's very impressive. Has that surprised you?
Well, there's no any surprising or expectation. Just like for me, it's the things that I have to achieve.
But Daniel's a quick driver.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, first time he came to the Hungary, he struggled a lot of things in McLaren, and we raced each other together when he was at McLaren, and when he was struggling, I can see from his, even when I drive behind or whatever, he's not in the way that he wants to drive, or at least a guy I was watching when I was driving Formula 4, Formula 3, and when then he was taking pole position in a Red Bull, whatever, in Monaco, for example. When I saw that on board, oh, this guy is a really good guy, and like I can tell from his driving, he's very on it. And I think when he comes to Hungary, first time, because I had that image that Daniel struggling McLaren, in my deep feeling, to be honest, I didn't expect that he will be like, I'm sure he will be the guy who will for sure fight me very hard, but at the same time, I didn't expect like that much of hardness. And as soon as he drove in F1, he was already like first time in my car in Hungary, 2 tenths off. And okay, something is a bit different compared to what I was thinking. And qualifying, yeah, I had then was track limits or whatever, but we were very, very close. And I guess I had track limits because of he pushed me a lot, because in qualifying we were very, very close. First set, I guess new tire. I was just about faster than him, like a few milliseconds or whatever. And I was seeing already the progression from AP1, how much he progressed very fast. And when even in on board, he's even for the turn 4 in Hungary, the fast corner, you need massive confidence to drive fast there. And I mean, he was already faster than me, so like, hey, he's definitely having a good confidence to this car. I don't know, the car is kind of Red Bull family car, so obviously, we are individual car, obviously, so it's a lot of things are different, but at the same time, I guess a couple of things are similar, and I think he felt also confidence to the car and pushed me a lot. That's why I had the track limits, and I think first qualifying I lost to him, and in the race he had I think unfortunate turn 1 or whatever. He was in a collision, and I able to pass him in turn 1, and I was in points P9, and he was back behind. After that, okay, the strategy was different, and in the end race he finished it ahead of me. So okay, at that point, knowing that it's gonna be a tough season and it will be biggest challenge for me probably in my life, like.
Well, that was what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
You're talking about the first 2 races you did together last year, and is he? I mean, you've had some phenomenal teammates in Formula One already, Pierre Gasly and Liam Lawson, to name 2. Is Daniel the biggest challenge you've had?
Yeah, I think so. That won't be fair to say to Pierre, because probably the first year especially, I was not in his level to compete with. I guess especially until last 3 races, like I for sure got dominated. What I think is there's a couple of reasons in background as well, but still mentality, fitness level, he was by far better. I'm sure the 3rd year when Daniel joined, I was already for sure better than first 2 years. It would feel different, I guess. If I'm able to now compete with Pierre, maybe it'll be different view. But Daniel was biggest challenge. But at the same time, for sure, I won't compare with Pierre and Daniel, because it's not the situation every year. The shape I'm having was completely different.
You and Pierre got along famously. It was a real double act between the 2 of you when you were teammates. Do you and Daniel rub along together well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as we know, he's a very funny guy, easygoing, very easy to talk with.
Do you share data and information, and do you talk about the car a lot?
We were a lot in the beginning of the season, especially like Bahrain time, power testing. Bahrain testing normally AM session, PM session. We split the driver, and one driver goes in the AM session, one goes the PM session. So especially when I attend the AM session first day, new car, a lot of things we shared opinions. And okay, PM session, I share my opinions that, okay, maybe this setup will work in the PM session, maybe try it. And he said, yeah, why not? Like those things. Obviously, the opposite situation that, Daniel tells me that, this setup wasn't working and okay, maybe try this or whatever. So I think in the work relationship wise as well, we were very, very good. And I think especially I can tell the team also appreciate that we are sharing each other opinions, and I think we really work as a team. So that was really good.
Yuki, what is this car like to drive? How tricky is it? Because we've seen a few fluctuations over the year, and when the upgrade was introduced in Barcelona, it didn't work initially. Is it difficult? Is this a harder car than last year?
I don't think so. I mean, I still remember last year, 2023, the first half of the season, when we were struggling a lot. I mean, we were really struggling at that point. The car balance was pretty hard to drive. So compared to then, it's still better. But yeah, it wasn't easy for sure. I think especially after we had a lot of high expectation into Barcelona, that okay, we're gonna have massive upgrades. And until Barcelona, we were fighting consistently top P9, P10. Maybe if we have that upgrades, we might able to fight against P5, P6 consistently. So after a lot of big hypes and didn't go as we wanted in the Barcelona upgrades,
How did they affect the car in terms of how you were driving it? Was it more unpredictable?
Unpredictable, yeah.
Right. That seems to be a theme across all of the teams.
Yeah, I think with the current generation car, with the downforce level and also the ride height we are driving with, the wind effect is quite high as well. And obviously, more you have load, which means just performance, more amount of just load having into the car, and more just basically more grip. It doesn't mean that you go fast. The load through the corner from entry to the exit have to be consistent as much as possible. Even you had a massive load in entry, if you lose that, sacrifice that, kind of, for example, mid part of the corner load and goes to the entry load, you want to be balance each other. You can't take one of the either. So if I say simple way in Barcelona upgrades, just we have too much load in some part of the corner, and because of we take some load from other part of the corner to try to increase the load, the part we think is the best. But because of the load difference through the corner was too big, it just feels unpredictable and was just very hard to drive.
It emphasizes how different the cars are now. Because I think in 2021, if the wind tunnel's telling you you've got more downforce, there was more often than not a direct correlation in terms of lap time when you introduced the upgrade. Whereas now, more load in the wind tunnel doesn't necessarily mean better lap time. So they're really tricky.
Yeah, I mean, most cases, yes, obviously. But specifically Barcelona, I mean, now we know why we failed. Just the philosophy we were thinking was probably just wrong. I mean, still compared to top teams, we're lacking a lot of loads to the car. But obviously, normally when we put loads, also we're gonna increase the drag of the car, which means in straight line speed, you don't want to have drag as much as possible, because obviously drag will be also lap time. More you have less drag, the straight line speed will be faster, and straight line speed in the end is just free lap time. It's not like driver can do a lot of things. Just put a throttle and that's it. So I mean, less drag, more load is the best car ever, and we're trying to aim that. But normally when you try to put load, obviously drag will come together.
And do you have total confidence in the team now? Because there have been quite a few changes. Obviously, Laurent Mekies has come in as team principal. Then Alan Permain has come in as sporting director. Tim Goss is soon to join as the technical director. Do you feel that VCARB now has everything it needs, or will do once Tim has joined?
Definitely will go in the right direction. To be honest, first time I'm experiencing like this kind of big change. I mean, so far, we're working really, really well. And progress also for our car, you can see from our results, is getting better besides Barcelona. So I heard a lot of progression will come until the end of the season. A lot of exciting things, a lot of Christmas presents. So those Christmas presents hopefully will work. Everyone's very motivated, and I think one of the reasons it helps because probably there's a bit of Italian culture in it as well. The mechanics, who's a very I really want to talk about mechanics, like how amount of their progress. If you see the pit stop right now, our team are consistently top three. I think if you see 3 years ago, we weren't like that. We were always like probably P6, P7, kind of average. But now we're always topping pit stop. At least we're fighting against McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari.
What's changed?
I don't know. I guess probably, I want to say probably one of the driver like called Yuki. If you once they saw my body, probably he wanted to be like me. I guess with a nice six packs and like a good reference guy. So I mean, I guess I motivated every mechanics. I guess, but I guess he practiced a lot. They practice a lot. I think they changed a lot of things. Mindset and
I'm sure you're right. I'm sure they want your six pack. But I wonder if Alan Permain has had an influence in terms of how things are done at the pit stop.
Alan for sure. He had massive experience. I
mean, he's been in Formula One, Yuki, since 1989 was when he joined Benetton.
Wow. I mean, I was not born yet. I mean, that's what you can tell. And yeah, I mean, amount of experience he has, just sometimes I just struggle to understand things because he saw a lot of things 2 steps, 3 steps far the future, ahead of compared to mine, and I'm still trying to process to understand the current situation 1 step farther. Yeah, he just easily goes 3 steps, 4 steps farther. So that's the one thing I'm impressed a lot about him. But also just even Marco Perrone, he used to be he's used to be sporting director, and now he's not a sporting director, and he's also managing teams, everyone, and Laurent as well. I think, like I said, it's not just about Aran or even just Marco or even just Laurent. It's just everyone sharing each other opinions, each other together, and I can tell from those top guys as well. They consistently chat each other together how we can do teams better. And one of the achievement was the mechanics. And I mean, if you see Suzuka, for example, why are you able to score points? Because of the mechanics.
Incredible spectacle outside the commentary box there. There's a huge gaggle of cars came into the pits at the same time. Magnussen, Bottas, Sargent, and we've got a terrific move there for Yuki Tsunoda. The crowd are cheering once again.
Top job, guys. Top job.
I was joining to the pit lane. There was 4 cars in a row, and I was 3rd car. And to achieve the points, or especially current car, it's very hard to overtake with dirty air. So you want to have clean air as much as possible. To achieve clean air, I have to overtake those 2 cars ahead in the pit stop. And I knew this is a moment. It's very stressful, most pressure moments. And yeah, mechanics did a fantastic pit stop and able to rejoin to the track ahead of all the other cars. So, I mean, a lot of moments that I got helped by them, and very appreciated. And it's very surprising to see.
What about your relationship with Alan Permain? Is he an intimidating character for a driver? The reason I ask that question is I think a lot of people listening to this might remember the moment that Alan swore over the radio to Kimi Räikkönen, I think, wasn't it, back in 2013?
Kimi, get out of the way.
Is he frightening in any way, or tell us about that?
Yeah, a couple of radio moments I saw in the footage that even like Australia a long time ago, when Alan was saying to one of the driver that Fernando is driving lapping with this lap time, so maybe you should lap with this lap time. I don't remember about the Kimi Räikkönen when he was swearing, but compared to then, current Alan, what I've seen now is a little bit different. I would say he never swore to me yet. probably because I'm able to achieving results so far. So, but yeah, or trying to, for me, giving a bit of pressure to make sure I have a good result. Otherwise, he's gonna swear 1 point. But he helping me a lot. He knows also that I'm still my fourth year in Formula One, but at the same time, compared to what driver he has having in previously, for example, Fernando compared to Esteban in Alpine, I'm still rookie. So he gives a lot of knowledge before the session starts, before the race week starts, and we consistently chatting about the upgrades. So yeah, I mean, he's definitely an engineer, but at the same time, he's one of the engineers that I'm very able to chat easily and share each other opinions very well. He's one of like kind of friends. When he came to find us in the factory, we had a lot of time going pizza together, other nice beers, and chat each other. Well, it's just friend, and it's very nice.
He is a lovely guy,
Yeah.
and passionate about Formula
Very
One.
passionate, yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, let's throw it forward now, Yuki. You've committed to VCARB for 2025. There's obviously been a lot of speculation about, the Red Bull seat and Perez, but I want to make it a little bit more general than that, my next question, which is, what do you think you need to do to get a front-running seat in Formula One, be that at Red Bull or anywhere else?
Keep what I'm doing, I guess. I started to probably show my value this year from beginning of the season. And I mean, before I signed the contract with VCARB, fortunately, also a couple of teams, reached to me and talk about the different probably direction. But I think I never had that things probably last 2 years, especially first 2 years. So you just need to consistently keep delivering the results. So far, I'm able to achieve that, but it's kind of first year that I'm showing my full potential yet, or good results consistently. I know that a lot of things I can improve, and still a lot of things to come from myself. So just have to show to those every team principals or every teams that I'm a good driver basically, and I can achieve a lot of things. And yeah, I mean for the Red Bull family since 2018, and we have good relationship. I love them, how they works as well. So hopefully the time will tell. At the same time, to achieve that, just keep impressing them.
Have you been impressing Helmut Marko? Has he praised you for what you've done this year?
Yeah, I mean, we know him, and if I have a good race, he'll praise me. He'll say nice words. If I have a bad race, he just tweak a bit of pressure, a little bit more than usual. So kind of got used to it. But he's the guy who was, since I joined Red Bull, and he was always look after me. And sometimes his advice can be a bit of extra pressure, going ahead of race. But at the same time, a lot of times also helped me a lot. And without him, obviously, I'm not here in Formula One. And yeah, I think relationship with Helmut is definitely is there.
So the number one priority, given that, is Red Bull racing for you? Or are you starting to think I need to look outside the family? In the way that Carlos Sainz did, for example. He had to leave Red Bull to then go and get opportunities elsewhere, didn't he?
Definitely main priority is the Red Bull racing. Is the one thing I was aiming since once I joined Formula One. The car is one of the fastest car right now. I mean, currently probably McLaren is a little bit faster, but yeah, I just want to drive their car at some point and show my potential and drive top 4, top 3, top 2, whatever. At the same time, if that things don't never achieved, or maybe there's other car, or they're happy with the drivers, also as a driver for myself, that's also I want to drive some point, consistent top 5, and hopefully the current VCARB will able to achieve that. Like I said, we're progressing a lot, and the compared to last year, we're stepping a lot forward. I'm believing also to my team VCARB that at some point we're gonna achieve to drive consistently top 5, and make sure I'm very trying to help them as much as possible and developing. In that case, I don't have to leave VCARB. Just a opportunity. if there's other team and that might be interesting, or if we're able to match that how I think and what they think, why not? But I'm just focusing right now to what I have to do and just keep delivering the results to impress all the people.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. I will.
Yuki, it's been brilliant to chat. Thank you for your time. If I could just do one thing, we now have these quick fire questions that we end the show with. What else are you good at?
Activities in general.
Sporting,
yeah.
Wakeboarding.
Except basketball. Basketball is kind of average because the height is kind of issue for me. So the net is a bit too tall for me. And skating. Ice skating is one of the worst sports. I'm not good at it. And zero talent for that. But so other than that, I'm quite good at it.
What are you best at? Cycling?
No, I'm good at wakeboarding, snowboard, mountain biking actually, so downhill. Obviously, I can't do it now because otherwise I might come back with broken bones.
Yeah,
but
it's crazy. Though,
I really love that mountain bike downhill. So those three especially, I guess. Yeah.
Which racing person, dead or alive, would you want to be stuck in a lift with?
Yes, I know. James Hunt. I know James Hunt from the movie I saw, Rush. Yes, Rush. He seems just very funny guy, and I just want to chat and have a nice drinks with him, and have a fun chat.
Plenty of stories there. Talking of movies, who would play you in a film?
Jason Statham.
Straight back. You've been asked that before, haven't you?
Yes, please. Jason Statham.
Who is the coolest person in your contacts?
I think Mason Mount.
Man United footballer.
Yeah. I met him last day in Silverstone. I mean, his personality was just great. And he's a guy that I want to be. And I'm very making a reference of. So like, my parents was there as well. And obviously Mason never don't know about my parents because it's also first time we met. And just like when we met first time Saturday, whatever, after qualifying, we said hi and everything, and we had very fun chat, lot of chat, and my parents was already left the track. So when I said to him that my parents was here watching the race, I said he want to say hi to the parents, and actually he said hi to my parents after the race, and my parents don't speak much English as well, but somehow Mason able try to have a conversation with him and to give the efforts to make their fun. So like those things I really appreciate, obviously, and he's a guy that is a personality, a human that I really want to be. So he's such a great guy. Yeah.
Last one. If you hosted a podcast like this, who would be your first guest?
Budget cap? Budget? Anything?
Yeah, you've got limitless
For
cash.
sure, Jason. Jason Statham.
Why him? You seem keen on him.
Yeah, he's my guy. I love his movie, and I met him in Abu Dhabi last year. He's just such a great guy. Like sometimes if you meet the guy who's a superstar, like unfortunately there's a case that is not the person who I was thinking, like sometimes might be a way that disappointment or I don't know. I was already expecting high about the Jason. I saw a couple of footage that he's a nice guy as a person in personal lives, and when I met him, it's even better, like better. So like he just it was so super fun to chat with. I'm very glad I was able to meet him in person. I'm very happy after I met him.
Yuki, what a brilliant chat. Thank you very much
for your time.
Better. Yuki's of course talking about his guy, Jason Statham, but he could also be talking about himself because he is getting better and better, just as his boss, Laurent Mekies, says. I love this chat with Yuki. He's such a colourful personality, yet there's also a clarity of purpose now. He knows what he wants, and he knows how to get there. And that's reflected in the interest that he's now getting from other teams. Yuki, thank you for your time, and I'll see you soon. Please let me know what you think of this chat with Yuki through all the usual means. I'm at Tom Clarkson F1, or you can use the hashtag F1 Beyond the Grid. Which brings me on to what you sent in about last week's show, in which we celebrated 20 years since Michael Schumacher's 7th and last world title. Many of you loved it, and I'm not surprised because Andrea Stella, Sabine Keim, and Diego Llorverno were all fascinating, telling many never-told-before stories. And I love this message from Jazzman. Even today, in my country, if someone is very fast and skillful at driving, we say, he drives like Schumacher. Even as we approach 20 years after he left Ferrari, Michael has well and truly become a legend. Yes, he was and is a legend, and thank you for that message, Jazzman. Well, that's almost it for this week. Before I go, please make sure you look out for this week's F1 Nation and F1 Explains podcasts. And don't forget that you can be at a race this year as well. Tickets for the rest of the season are on sale now. Just go to tickets.formula1.com. I will, of course, be back next week with another legend from the world of Formula 1. But for now, thanks for listening. F1 Beyond the Grid is produced by F1 and Audio Boom Studios. Until next time, keep it flat out.